The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us for week number 5 of our Index Universal Life Bootcamp series with our partners at North American. This is, again, week number 5. We're going to be discussing how to sell Index Universal Life plans. So to kind of give you a summary of what we've discussed so far, in week number 1, we discussed the indexed UL mechanics. How do these plans work? What are the moving pieces? In week number 2, we discussed how insurance companies cover their index credit. Another way of saying that, how does the cash value get into the policy? Well, we showed you how that worked in week number 2. In week number 3, we were showing you how North American products stand against the competition and some of the incredible product features. So that was week number 3. Last week, which was week number 4, we discussed preparing effective policy illustrations. How do you get the client's attention? And finally, this week, we're going to take all of week number 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're combining it to discuss, now we're going to put it into action. How do you sell Index Universal Life policies? Before we get into that, I know there's some new people on the call, so welcome to URL. Again, my name is Matt Alina. I'm one of the marketing guys here. I'm an agent support specialist, and just to kind of give you our contact information, you can reach us at 800-926-8875. You can also find us on the web at insgroup.com. Our Life Markets team is headed by Steve Clemens. He's the Vice President of Life Markets. He's at extension 132. And my partner in crime is Joey Fry at extension 157. When you do business with us, you do have your own individual case manager. For agents with last names A through L, Rosemary Evans is your case manager. And agents with last names starting with M through Z, Rachel Cook is your case manager. And then any licensing and commissions questions, Judy Warner would be your point of contact there. I mentioned our website. You can get into our website. If you're brand new to URL and you don't have your own exclusive username and password, you can go to insgroup.com and feel free to use our temporary username and password. The temporary username in lowercase letters is Gemini, and our temporary password in lowercase letters is Partners. And that's a pretty good segue into our Gemini partnership program. I just want to talk briefly about that before we get into the meat and potatoes of our presentation today. Our Gemini program is an exclusive program, and it really is just a partnership program on steroids. We're going to be able to give you our best commission guarantee. You're also going to be able to earn exclusive quarterly bonuses. We'll also have lead programs and other new business technologies available for you, free E&O. We'll also have different networking workshops that you can attend. We'll have an annual retreat, and we also will have Gemini John. So it's basically just like golf outings and some other fun activities that we'll plan throughout the year, and that will be exclusive to our Gemini agents. Now, you don't have to be a partner or a Gemini partner with URL in order to do business with us, and there are but again, if you do have questions about it, feel free to contact us, and we'll be happy to discuss that with you. So I want to get into the meat and potatoes here of our presentation. This is going to wrap up our entire series. This is week number 5 on how to sell Index Universal Life plans. And everyone, please welcome Kim Grun from North American Company. Kim, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, good morning, Matt, and thank you, everyone. As Matt said, we're going to wrap up the series here on Indexed Universal Life, and today we're going to talk about how to sell. And here's our disclosures, and they do apply to the entire presentation. And like Matt said, we're going to put this all together and talk about Indexed Universal Life, how to sell. And also we're going to talk about a lot of sales concepts that go along with it as well. Here's our agenda. First, we're going to talk about what the target IUL client looks like. Then we're going to talk about several IUL sales concepts that can be solutions for a lot of your clients. And then third, we're going to go over a few of the North American products that work with these sales concepts, and then some tips on how to run those illustrations and position the products with the concepts. So first, what does our target IUL client look like? First and foremost, the clients, they all must have a death benefit need. Life is really a bookend strategy across the board, so the need must be there for a client to purchase it, and then in turn, we want to position it so it's there in the end for the beneficiary at the time of the insured's death. Also, a potential IUL client, they could have a desire for cash value. Maybe they've got some insurance, maybe they need some more insurance. Maybe this policy is really to be used for additional life insurance but has a secondary goal to maybe grow some additional cash value for other needs down the road. Maybe it's retirement, could be college planning, could be some emergency funds. These are just a few examples of where cash value could be important during a person's lifetime. Maybe you've got a client that's looking for some better cash value growth potential. Right now with savings accounts, other tax-deferred savings, these vehicles are paying a pretty low interest rate right now. So IUL could be another option for them to get more in their returns. You might have clients that are financially conservative. You know, are they nervous for the downside risk that other policies or products might have? Index Universal Life can be a great choice for clients that want that upside potential without the downside risk. And since our IULs, as we discussed earlier, they don't directly participate in the market, there's no downside risk. So you've got the benefit of earning in an up market, and the floor is zero. So these are just a few characteristics of an Index Universal Life client that you might be thinking about in your book of business. So let's look at some sales concepts. So there's several IUL sales concepts out there, but here's the ones that we're going to cover today briefly. We do have separate concept training sessions for most of these sessions, along with sales concept kits that we'll talk about a little bit later in our session. But we're going to focus on these sales concepts. We've got income replacement with emergency fund, retirement planning, buy-sell, executive bonus, estate planning, and then also 1035 exchanges. So we'll discuss each of these independently here. First concept that we're going to discuss is retirement planning, and this is probably, and I think Matt would agree, the most popular sales concept with Index Universal Life. And just some benefits for this concept to using IUL. The death benefit obviously is going to provide your clients that protection, that death benefit protection during the working years. So if an untimely death would occur during those working years, the death benefit's going to be there, and a lot of times guaranteed for the beneficiary with the income replacement or other needs that they might have. IUL also can provide cash value growth for maybe emergency funds. You know, what if an unexpected event occurs in your client's lifetime? It could be financial issues, it could be unexpected hospital costs, it could be a family situation. Also, IULs have premium flexibility. They've got the same premium flexibility as our traditional universal life. So if there's cash value in the policy, or maybe we funded it using a larger single premium, there could be some opportunities to reduce or even stop premium payments during the life of the policy. Control, IUL is going to give you that. It gives you the power. Gives the power to the client really to make changes to the death benefit, maybe an increase or a decrease, changes to the premium. They maybe can reduce, stop, or increase. Also gives options to be able to take potential cash value out of the policy for income replacement. So really the total control is in the hands of the client to use the policy as their needs change. Another thing is a tax-deferred growth. You know, the money in a life insurance policy can grow tax-free for the client, so they're not having to pay taxes on their gains each year. And if and when they decide to take the money out via loans, or withdrawals are only taxed on whatever gains are in the contract, and generally they're tax-free. So no required IRS contribution limit or no required minimum. Also competitive performance. IULs are going to give your client that opportunity to earn significant cash value. And obviously that cash value can be used for a variety of different things. I'm sure all of you have heard of the buy term and invest the difference. This is a concept kind of in and of itself, but a lot of times we talk about it, but it's not always followed through on. So the concept is to buy term insurance and then invest that additional cost of what you would pay for a UL or an IUL into another investment. It's a great concept, but I wonder if a lot of your clients are really diligent enough to follow through with it. So here's where IUL can be a solution to keeping your clients on task. With IUL, part of your premium goes to the cost of insurance and other costs, and the rest grows the cash value within the policy, and it essentially does something very similar. A few other additional features of retirement planning are, income replacement during those working years. IUL has the cash value element built right into the product. So if there's a need to access cash due to either needing additional income or unexplained costs, Index Universal Life can fill that need when you're working. It doesn't always have to be after you retire. Death benefit is always in excess of the surrender value. So the surrender value is what the insured would get if they ever decided to cancel the policy. But it's also the monies that are accessible for loans or withdrawals. So this is a key feature, and it really adds to the flexibility of IUL. But remember, the death benefit is the main reason for the policy, and it's there for their beneficiaries for whatever reason it was intended for. And then with North American's products, we've got the accelerated death benefit. We provide living benefits as well. We've got the terminal, chronic, and critical illness. And then also with North American software, and I know Matt and Joey can help you out with this, we've got the INSMART program attached to our software, and you can compare life insurance versus outside investments, or you can run an internal rate of return report. We've got a separate internal rate of return report on our software, and it's also within the INSMART software as well. Buy-sell is another sales concept, and what this is, a buy-sell is a legal agreement between business owners to sell the interest of an owner to the remaining owner or owners at an agreed value upon a qualifying event. So a lot of times a buy-sell agreement is going to be put into place by the business partners, and what they want to do is make sure that ensure that desired ownership of the business. So the owners, what they do is they purchase life insurance on each other to offset the cost of a buyout upon death of one of the owners. So you might ask, what does the cash value provide? It's going to provide us that funding flexibility, value to buy out the owner in retirement, also a value to supplement funding to the other buy-sell triggers. And it gives them really an exit strategy. So the death benefit can be used to cover that buy-sell trigger. And then INSMART, we can also do comparisons with INSMART too as well. Executive bonus. Here the goal is to reward and retain a valued executive by providing them death benefit protection through cash value life insurance, and then for access to those funds upon retirement. Typically, executive bonus coverage is owned by the executive. Premiums are paid by the company, and they may be deductible to the company as a salary expense and included as income by the executive. It can provide the executive an additional, the cash value can provide the executive an additional bonus plan, and so access to cash, since they technically own the policy, additional retirement supplement beyond anything that their company can provide to them, and then again funding flexibility. Since the client owns the policy, they can decide to make premium changes if they want to down the road. And again, INSMART is another great tool to use for executive bonus strategies. We've got a lot of great pieces that can be used to help with this sale. One of the reports, again, in INSMARC is going to compare the life policy to an outside investment of the client's choice. And so it's going to show the value and then also how that internal rate of return can be much greater with life insurance. Estate planning, another sales concept that can work well with Index Universal Life. You've got estate taxes, probate, that type of thing. Guarantees are really important for estate planning. So our North American's Guarantee Builder can be a great product to use for estate planning. And this product's going to guarantee that death benefit to age 120 with no further premiums after age 100. Again, we've got the accelerated death benefit endorsement, and that's living benefits automatically included with our IULs. Really popular for those that are concerned about estate planning. You never know when a particular need may arise. We've got chronic, critical, and terminal illness. Life insurance can help provide that solution to whatever may happen. No charges are incurred with any of these accelerations until they're actually utilized. A lot of times we don't really think of a 1035 exchange as a sales concept, but how often does it happen? When you as an agent, maybe you're sitting down with a client and you find out that maybe the policy they have right now isn't current, maybe they need to make changes to it based on their needs today. If you end up writing them a new policy, do they have some cash value in their existing plan? You know, a 1035 exchange can be a great concept in and of itself. Just build the new product for your client by, you know, identifying what their goals are for life insurance. You know, maybe they can get more coverage for the same premium, less premium for the same coverage, better cash value growth potential. Maybe they can get a longer guaranteed death benefit. There's a lot of other policy benefits as well. And again, we've got the living benefits with the newer plans as well. So basically, this is I think 1035 exchanges fall under the sales concept of policy review, where you actually sit down with your client and review what they've got to make sure that it's meeting their needs. So now we're going to go over some North American products that work with these concepts, and maybe some tips on how to run illustrations and position the products with the concept. So here's North American's IUL products. We've got our Builder IUL, we've got our Rapid Builder IUL, we've got our Guarantee Builder IUL, we've also got our Last to Die product, our Survivorship IUL, and then we'll also have some illustration software tips that can help you with your sales. So our Builder IUL, this is really our retirement supplement type product. It's got high cash value growth potential with a non-guaranteed death benefit. It works very well for income replacement, helping to supplement retirement income, buy-sell, executive bonus. Typically, we overfund these builders. Like I said, it works well for retirement supplement and that income stream in the later years. Also, we've got a built-in interest bonus. It's guaranteed on the index allocation. It's 0.75%. So just a great, great product. Our Rapid Builder, this also is our non-guaranteed death benefit product. It's got early cash value growth as well as long-term growth potential. No premium expense charges, no premium loads, and like I said, early access to cash value. We've got an optional waiver of surrender charge, and what this does is waives the surrender charges in the first 14 years of the policy. Also, with the waiver of surrender charge, we've got a built-in table shave. So if your client is moderately substandard, say through table 3, if they have or if they elect this waiver of surrender charge option with the Rapid Builder, we will give them a standard rate class if they're up to a table 3. So another great product. Rapid Builder works well for income replacement, also retirement planning. In those business cases, the buy-sells, the executive bonuses work well with that. They like to see, the CPAs like to see the liquidity and the early cash value on this product. Also works well for 1035 exchanges and asset transfers. Our Guarantee Builder, this is a guaranteed death benefit product. Also, I challenge you, any of you that write Guarantee Universal Sales, I challenge you to run one more quote and run a Guarantee Builder IUL quote. You can guarantee those premiums and guarantee those death benefits to age 120. We've got premiums to 100 and then no charges after that. Your product is going to go all the way to age 120. But there's some cash value potential since this is on an IUL chassis. And, you know, the premium difference might be $10, $15 more a month, if that. But where the custom guarantee or guarantee UL does not have any cash value potential, the Guarantee Builder gives you some flexibility and some cash value potential for really just pennies more a day. Very effective for income replacement, retirement planning, again, estate planning, 1035 exchanges, anywhere where the client is interested in those guaranteed death benefits. Then some illustration tips. First and foremost, I think what's most important for you as an agent, you want to really do a good needs analysis and make sure that you cover the death benefit that's needed. You know, make sure that it's enough death benefit for now and later. Do they expect to put more money into the policy in later years? You know, will the death benefit support that additional premium? You know, ask your clients, do you anticipate that you might be able to put more money into your life insurance policy 5 to 10 years from now? You know, both Matt and Joey can structure those illustrations for you and build in some premium increases over the years and make sure that the death benefit is sufficient to allow for those premium increases. Also, identify secondary cash value needs. Will you have the possible need to access cash value, maybe for college, unexpected expenses, maybe travel plans or for purchases? You know, what do they think they might use that cash value for down the road? Also, you know, make sure the client understands their policy as far as the rate class, the interest rate, you know, the loan types that you're illustrating, whether it's a fixed loan or a variable interest rate loan. Consider showing them illustrations with other assumptions as well. Same with a level or increasing death benefit options, just other illustration choices that are available. Also, we've got a changing needs report where you can actually illustrate living benefits for chronic illness down the road. You can select in the Riders tab some different ages and show them at those ages, you know, if they were to accelerate 24% of the death benefit at certain ages, what that benefit might be. You know, be aware of changing conditions, you know, based on their death benefit needs, premium flexibility, income flexibility when you're running these quotes. Just some things to consider when using life insurance to help with that retirement planning. Again, make sure their death benefit needs are met. You know, make sure the client has the appropriate amount of life insurance protection by conducting that complete needs analysis, like I said earlier. Also, you know, with a lot of our IULs, we've got that non-guaranteed performance. So cash value for loans and withdrawals in later years, it could be more, it might be less than originally illustrated. So it's important to go over the different assumptions within the illustration. And just keep in mind that your client must pay a sufficient premium to maintain the policy in force to provide for that cash value growth and avoid lapse if the policy becomes overloaned. And then also insurance charges. We've got an annual earnings and deductions report that you can order on our illustration software, and so you can actually show them the monthly deductions and things that are used to pay the policy charges and expenses, and some increase as the insured gets older. So these deductions can have an effect, obviously, on the cash value of the policy. In North American, we have got concept kits for all of our IUL sales concepts that we discussed today. Actually, I think we've got 12 or 13 different sales concepts, and We've got beautiful materials for all of these. We've got consumer videos to help you. If you're a contracted agent with North American, we've got postcards that you can send out. If you identify one of these sales concepts and you think it'd be something that some of your clients might be interested in, North American will customize these postcards for you free of charge. All you have to do is put on an address label and postage and get them in the mail, and then follow up with your clients about a week later and see if you can meet with them on the concept. But these postcards are beautiful. They're in color. They're a nice size. So I encourage you to take a look at all of the marketing tools that we have available to help you with these sales. So that pretty much concludes our presentation. We talked about what an Index Universal Life client looks like. We talked about, income replacements, retirement supplement, estate planning, all the various sales concepts for Index Universal Life. We also briefly went over North American's products. We've got the Builder IUL, we've got the Rapid Builder, the Guarantee Builder. We've also got Survivorship, just lots of great products. And we also gave you some tips to help you run those illustrations a little bit better. So bottom line, at North American, with our IUL product portfolio, the client gets that important death benefit protection. Also, those secondary needs for cash value and whatnot are met. And they've got life insurance that meets their needs. You as an agent, you get a satisfied client. You've obviously got some nice commissionable opportunities, and you've got lots of sales materials from North American to help you with these sales. Lots of tools. And you've got Matt and Joey over at URL to help you with these case designs as well. So next steps, here's your homework. Matt and Joey will be following up with you. So think initially, at least pick 3 clients that you think might fit one of these sales concepts with our IUL portfolio. Send them out a postcard. Call and schedule some appointments, and really sit down and do a needs analysis with them and evaluate their insurance needs and present North American's IUL. So back to you, Matt, to see if we've got any questions.
All right. If anyone has any questions, feel free to type those questions, and we will get those questions read aloud and answered for you. One of the things I do want to point out, all those sales kits and concepts, that you have access to that through your relationship with us here at URL, through your partnership with us and our partnership in turn with North American. So if you are interested in any of these sales kits, they are outstanding. There is great explanation. It is brought down to the consumer level so that they understand how these IULs work. And there's a worksheet in there that you and your client would work together at determining the need and having the solutions. Now, sometimes when you do those worksheets, you need to go back to the to us, and we will help you design those cases. So you're not in this alone, and there's more sales concepts available out there in addition to what's in the sales kits. Whenever there's an opportunity, feel free to call us, and we will be happy to help you with those cases. A lot of times questions come up after we part ways, so feel free to take our contact information. You'll see that on your screen. You can reach us toll-free at 800-926-8875, and my extension is 141, and Joey Fry's is extension 157, and Steve Clemens is extension 132. Again, it's 800-926-8875.